Now there's a lot of great strikers currently in the UFC in this generation, but there's a select few fighters that are just great at what they do. Today we're going to be talking about the top 10 strikers in the UFC currently competing as of 2026, and without wasting any more time, let's get straight into the video. Now starting off at number 10 on the list, we've got Carlos Prates. Now with Carlos Prates, you can clearly see that Muay Thai background that he has. He likes to hit you with everything he has, and every shot that is thrown at you is with 100% of mean intentions. He's a great counter puncher and a great counter striker. He likes to catch you off guard, and he has a lot of great tools in his arsenal. Spinning elbows, a lot of kicks, knees, punches. You can see that Carlos Prates is a guy who likes to hit you with explosive power and catch you with all his might. The weaknesses of Carlos Prates though, which you can say, are that he's someone that can overcommit to his shots, which can leave him open for openings. His defense isn't as great as other people's, but overall he's a dangerous and effective striker with great pressure and with great counter-fighting abilities. Now moving on to number 9, we've got Ian Garry. Now Ian Garry, whether you like him or not, is someone that has greatly improved on his striking ability. You can see from a couple years ago to now, he's drastically improved. He's someone that has gotten great at the fundamentals of striking, the jab, the right hands, the calf kicks. He's someone that is constantly improving every fight he goes through, and you can see that he has great fight IQ and adaptability. He's excellent at using the range that he has, but you can see that he is someone that relies heavily on linear back and forth attack styles and doesn't really like to be engaged in the pocket a lot. So I'd say that Ian Garry is someone that is great when it comes to fight IQ, adaptability, and having great fundamentals in striking, but isn't as effective when he's the person on the back foot rather than being on the front foot and being as aggressive. Now moving on the list, we've got Michael Venom Page. Now with Michael Venom Page, it's quite clear that what he's good at. You can see that he's great at controlling distance and managing his range effectively, and he is so unorthodox at creating the right timing and having the unique angles that he can create. He comes from that point star karate background, and that has helped his career massively. It makes him very unorthodox and hard to fight because he doesn't fight in the traditional ways that a lot of people are taught to fight in. However, the weaknesses of Michael Venom Page, you could say, is that he is susceptible to leg kicks, as it does reduce his ability to blitz at you, as it takes the zap away from his legs, as seen in his fight against Douglas Lima. You could also say that Michael Venom Page does kind of overcommit on his punches when he comes at timing you with speed and hitting you with the right shot, and he is more vulnerable when you can close the distance on him and make him use boxing range and Muay Thai range when you clinch him up, because it's not his forte and not his preferred striking range. So with Michael Venom Page, I would say that he's one of the hardest strikers to read, as he's so unorthodox, but I would say that he isn't as high on the list because once you take away that preferred distance and rhythm that he likes to engage in, he does become quite predictable and easy to break. But that is easier said than done though. Now moving on to number 7 on the list is Shaun Ali. Now with Shaun Ali, he is someone that is very creative. He hits you with all sorts of attacks, such as spinning kicks, he hits you with knees, everything he can think of he'll try to hit you with. He's someone that has great distance control and range control. He's like a sniper that has great speed and power, which is a great combination for a person like him in a division where he is quite taller than people. So when he hits you with all those types of shots, it is a lot to deal with for a lot of people that he has to fight against. I would say though, with Shaun Ali, if you can break past that sniper range he has and get close to him and put the pressure on him non-stop, it is a difficulty that he has to deal with. So I would say that Shaun Ali is an elite level striker currently in the UFC. He's like a sniper that has great power and speed, but he is less effective to pressure fighters that can break past those barriers that he places and pressure him. Now moving on to number 6 on the list is Max Holloway, and with Max Holloway, I'd say that his advantages in striking is that he is someone that can put the volume and pace on you. Max Holloway is like a zombie that keeps coming at you with non-stop pace and pressure. He likes to hit you with excellent boxing combinations. He has great hands. He has a unique arsenal of kicks, which is very underrated. He likes to land a lot of great spinning body kicks. There's a lot of unique skills that Max Holloway has, but I would say that the weaknesses of Max Holloway is that he is susceptible to leg kicks that can slow the heavy boxing pressured style that he has. He is someone that kind of relies as durability as his defense isn't the best, as he does get caught quite a lot, and you know, absorbing a lot of strikes is a disadvantage when it comes to striking. So with Max Holloway, he's one of the best strikers we've ever seen in the UFC and currently competing right now, but he takes a lot of damage than a good striker should normally take. Moving on to number 5 on the list is Alexander Volkanovski. Alexander Volkanovski has great fight IQ and is really intelligent when it comes to striking. He has great fundamentals and has a wide variety of tools to use when it comes to striking. He has great jabs, backhands, hooks, uppercuts, kicks. He has it all, and he is someone that is great at feinting and getting reactions out of you and counter fighting you. Volk is incredible when it comes to that. But however, the weaknesses of Volkanovski is that age is catching up to him, so his speed and reaction time isn't as great as it once was when he was younger. He is getting less durable, and he is someone that kind of needs time to establish a rhythm. He isn't someone that can just take you out straight away because he lacks power in his hands. So with Volkanovski, I say that he is one of the most complete strikers and is great at striking, but he isn't as naturally damaging as the other people on the list. So I'd say Volkanovski is great, but lacks a lot of power to do well and takes a lot of time to pick up a rhythm. Now moving on to number 4 is Jack Della Maddalena, and with Jack Della Maddalena we can clearly see that he is intelligent and excellent when it comes to boxing and MMA. He is someone that has great combinations and great at picking up the right shots to land on people. You can see that he is great at doing damaging bodywork to people and not just relies on his punching ability. He can land other strikes as well, with the knee he landed at Gilbert Burns for example. Also, Jack Della Maddalena is incredible at putting the pressure on people, and he utilizes fighting in both stances effectively. However, when you look at the disadvantages of Jack Della Maddalena, you can clearly see that he is susceptible to leg kicks, as that heavy boxing pressure style leaves him open to leg kicks, which can slow his pressure down. There's also the fact that he does leave his hands a bit low and he does stand quite tall, which does leave him quite open to take shots. So I'd say with Jack Della Maddalena, he is a great striker all round. He has great abilities when it comes to doing damage on people, pressuring people, having great boxing, knees, kicks. He is someone that can hit you with all sorts of shots, but I would say defensively, his hands are quite low and he does start quite tall, and he is susceptible to kicks which can slow down his game plan. Now moving on to number 3 on the list is Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira is really great at striking because of how unorthodox he is. You look at the techniques that he does, and a normal striking coach would look at that and say he's doing it absolutely incorrectly, but with Alex Pereira he just makes it work for himself. The way he hits people with his hooks, the way he holds his hands, you know, having a low defense, the way he calf kicks people, everything a normal coach would say is incorrect just works for Alex Pereira. He makes the use of unorthodox styles of attacks just work for him, and it makes him very dangerous and elite when it comes to striking. A lot of people can't replicate that in training, and when combined with his devastating power, it just makes him a huge problem. However, when it comes to the weaknesses of Alex Pereira's striking, I would say that his defensive capability isn't as strong as his offense capability. What I mean by this is that him having his hands quite low does leave him quite susceptible to taking damage, which is never really good to take. And also, he has limited head movement, which, you know, if you're gonna have your hands low, you might want to move your head quite often, and him not having the best of head movement does leave him open to taking more brutal shots and getting caught. So with Alex Pereira, I would say that being unorthodox and being creative in the way he hits people is a great strength of his, combined with his power, which makes him a unique and terrifying striker to deal with. But the lack of defense does make him susceptible to slick strikers who can counter him. Now moving on to number 2 on the list is Ilia Topuria. Now Ilia Topuria is elite when it comes to boxing fundamentals and having great boxing. He is someone that can land a number of combinations on you and hit you with so much power and speed. He is someone that has a great tight guard and has excellent head movement, which makes him someone who is difficult to deal with, as in MMA there's not a lot of strikers that can just counter him and hit him with the shots they're trying to hit him with, because of how slippery he is to deal with when it comes to that head movement he has, and combined with the amount of combinations that he lands on you with so much power. It's just a terrifying aspect to deal with Ilia Topuria because of how elite his striking is. Another aspect of his striking which is underrated is his kicking aspect. A lot of people forget that Ilia Topuria has a decent calf kick which he catches a lot of people off guard with. However, when you look at the disadvantage of Ilia Topuria, I would say that yes, his striking is great because of his boxing. That is true and that is there. But I would say that the lack of clinching and kneeing and elbowing could help him a lot more. It might improve his style a bit more. However, other than that, I would say that there aren't really much flaws with Ilia Topuria's striking. His striking is second to none and he is really good. It's just the lack of other aspects of striking which he can implement, which could make him a lot more better than he is already. Now moving on to number 1 on the list is going to be Petr Yan. Petr Yan is one of the best strikers in the UFC currently because of his understanding of multiple striking aspects. You can see that he has great understanding of boxing, as he's one of the best boxers in the UFC. He has great combinations, he has a great high guard that allows him to protect himself, and has great timing and range control. He also just doesn't rely on his boxing skills, he also adds elements of Muay Thai in his arsenal. You can see that he does well in clinches as he knees people quite effectively. He has decent elbows, body kicks, leg kicks. There's so many aspects of Petr Yan's striking which show us that he is truly above the others in this list because of his eliteness when it comes to striking. He's got great timing, great combinations, a wide arsenal, has great defense, doesn't get hit quite a lot, and also he is able to adjust mid-fight after just taking the time to adjust and watch people. So I'd say with Petr Yan he's effective because of those reasons. And I'd say the only disadvantage of Petr Yan's style is that he is someone that does take his time, which can result in him being a slow starter and giving up the earlier rounds. But other than that, I will say that Petr Yan is one of the best strikers we've seen currently in the UFC. He's offensively, defensively one of the better strikers and has great IQ and adaptability skills. But anyways, these were just my top 10 current strikers currently in the UFC. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Let me know your top strikers in the UFC. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.